Welcome to Star Citizen and the ship guide to the Aegis Avenger Titan. In this modular guide, we will go into detail about one of the most powerful entry-level ships, whereby the Avenger is already an absolute classic in the verse. The Avenger not only offers an enormously powerful armament for this class, but thanks to the generous cargo hold, it is even able to load one or the other small bike or use the space for an entry-level trade. The Avenger thus offers an enormously strong overall package, although it still falls into the category of entry-level ships. And as in every guide, you can jump directly to the parts that are of interest to you, or which you would like to see again, using the timestamps in the video. We start with the exterior, the technical data, and the differences between the various Avenger variants. Take a closer look at the interior and the options available there, before we go into the purposes and, of course, the combat capabilities of the Avenger. And since the different Avenger variants are sometimes very different from each other, there are dedicated guides for the Warlock and the Stalker. But first of all, a big thank you to true ladies and gentlemen who made this video possible with their support as Patreons, channel members or Twitch subscribers. Thank you! The Avenger series is represented with 5 variants, whereby the Titan represents the basic model and provides the basis for this guide. We also see the Titan Renegade variant in the guide, which stands out only marginally with a special blue and gold paint job and slightly different basic configuration. The Renegade is a special model from the Masters of Flight series and was created in honor of the famous fighter pilot Danny Solomon. The Aegis Dynamics Avenger Titan is classified as a Courier ship and offers a classic design with compact dimensions. Combat speed ratings are upper mid-range, with maximum speed in the lower mid-range. Despite being classified as a Courier, the Avenger offers all the features of a light fighter, which is due to the fact that the Avenger series was originally designed as a patrol ship for the UAE Navy and was in service with the Navy for many years. The components are Size 1 Industrial and Military Class B and C, with the Quantum engine and shields being the first to be upgraded to military variants. The cargo capacity is 8 SCU, which is already a top value in the range of entry-level ships, especially since the cargo hold can also be used for small bikes such as the Hover Quad. The Avenger Titan is permanently available for $55 in the Pledge Store or for an affordable 785,000 Alpha USD in-game. The limited edition Renegade variant, on the other hand, is $10 more expensive and only available for limited sales. With its spacious cargo hold, separate accommodation area with bed and various amenities, the Avenger has very strong entry-level features. The armament of the Avenger series is outstanding, with one size 4 hardpoint and 2 size 3 hardpoints, providing more firepower than many dedicated light fighters currently in service with the Navy. In the standard loadout we already achieve a good 1220 DPS with a low 128 alpha damage, whereby we can fall back on a beginner-friendly full gimbal loadout. As a Renegade variant, the basic paint job and the standard armament are different, whereby the Renegade is fully ballistically equipped. Also very interesting and therefore dealt with in a separate guide, the Stalker version as a police variant offers 6 prisoner transport cells in the cargo hold. And in the Warlock version, the rear section of the ship is replaced with an EMP generator, providing additional combat capabilities as well as electronic warfare options, one of the most powerful Avenger variants, which we also cover in a dedicated guide. And with a N6G trainer version, there is still the 2-seat standard training model of the UAE Navy, which we won't see in the Persistent Universe 2, but only in the single-player expansion Squadron 42. The interior of the Avenger is divided into 3 areas, whereby we find one access via the rear ramp and the cargo hold there, as well as a second access directly via a ladder into the cockpit. Between the cockpit and the cargo hold is the Spartan living area, which is equipped with a bed and the most necessary amenities. The Avenger Titan thus offers everything that an entry-level ship can offer, and much more, especially in the combat area. Here we will go into the many possibilities in combat. Thanks to the very good weapon systems mentioned above, the Avenger Titan with its size 4 hardpoint offers a wide range of main armament on the nose of the ship, which allows the use of a wide variety of powerful weapons. A Side 3 ballistic Gatling is fitted as standard, but this carries very limited ammunition and is therefore not currently recommended, especially in the PvE sector. Against PvE targets, a laser cannon, which offers high alpha damage and good damage values, is a good choice. In addition, 2 Side 3 hardpoints are available under the wings, whereby we also recommend laser cannons in a fixed variant in the PvE area, in order to be able to exploit the maximum damage potential of the Titan. But even in the standard loadout, this classic of the UE Navy offers enough firepower, and thanks to a complete gimbal equipment, also a beginner-friendly loadout, to provide enough firepower in combat up to very high-risk target missions. In addition, with 4 Size 2 missiles, we find another plus in combat, after we find with almost 50,000 damage points, especially against smaller opponents, with it a suitable use purpose. The Titan is suitable against enemies of all sizes, as it has sufficient agility and acceleration in combat for small and fast targets, and for large targets up to hammerheads, it can also offer sufficient agility values to effectively dodge enemy fire. The Avenger, on the other hand, feels really at home against medium targets, as these offer a good hitting surface and are no match for the agility of this combat courier. However, the defensive capacities are rather limited due to the built-in size 1 shields and manageable hit points, especially against larger targets. Here we are then dependent on our flying skills for evasion. Moreover, contrary to the visual expectations of the aerodynamic design, the Avenger series offers significantly below average handling, especially in the atmosphere at speeds above the recommended combat speed. This flight handling, on the other hand, is very agile, nimble and predictable outside the atmosphere. The Titan therefore performs very well, especially in space combat, where it can make full use of its powerful armament. Smaller enemies in particular can be fought very effectively and quickly, as they can usually only take a few hits due to the Titan's high damage output. But even enemies with medium or large shields can be fought effectively, as the size 4 hardpoint and the appropriate armament can generate enough damage to penetrate the shields of a hammerhead or similar. In this respect, the entry-level ship offers noticeably more firepower than several dedicated light fighters, such as the Arrow or Gladius. Therefore, the Aegis Avenger Titan can be attested a very good combat capability, although, as mentioned, this is somewhat clouded in the atmosphere due to the flight performance not quite matching the aerodynamic design. Nevertheless, the Avenger offers maximum firepower, especially in the entry-level segment, and is therefore a very good choice for all combat-orientated beginners. In addition, of course, there is the iconic look, which is reminiscent of a space shuttle in many areas, since the heat protection panels and the interior design are very coherent and, above all, visually appealing. Our Space Penguin remains an absolute classic in the verse, and the Titan is still one of the most interesting and popular entry-level ships. But the Avenger Titan can also be used for various purposes outside of combat, which is why we are leaving combat again for the time being. From trading with available 8 SCU to exploration or package missions, the Avenger Titan offers capacities in almost every area of the game. And even transporting smaller bikes is possible, although the cargo space was not really created for this and we have to work with, let's call it, momentum.
Modified reality. Insanity.
And another advantage, the Avenger counts as a starter ship and can therefore be called up immediately at any station with a small fleet, without waiting times. The perfect shuttle, in other words. Due to the ergonomic design, one would actually expect good atmospheric flight capabilities, although we are rather disappointed here, as the Titan becomes increasingly unpredictable, especially at speeds above the SCM speed, and predictable control is only possible to a limited extent. This is where the limited thrust of the engines, with only 5.21 G and 2.6 G of the control thrusters, become noticeable. However, the Avenger is almost a museum piece and still offers clearly above average performance in many areas, which should compensate for the lack of atmospheric flight characteristics. The Aegis Dynamics Avenger Titan is therefore our absolute recommendation for beginners who want to focus on combat, but also want to keep their options open for other gameplay areas. I say goodbye until next time, and see you in the verse.